The financial decisions you make today are not entirely your own. Some of them are inherited. Not money, beliefs about money, formed before you were old enough to question them. Financial psychologists call them money scripts. A peer-reviewed 2011 study in the Journal of Financial Therapy confirmed these beliefs form in childhood, operate automatically beneath conscious awareness, and drive financial behavior in measurable ways. 3 of the 4 money script patterns identified are significantly correlated with lower income and lower net worth. Most of them come from the family table. By the end of this video, you will understand the patterns, which scripture has been distorted to reinforce them, and the biblical framework for replacing inherited lies with truth that actually changes behavior. The APA Stress in America 2022 survey found 2/3 of Americans identify money as a significant source of stress, consistent across multiple survey years. That stress is not primarily about income. Research consistently shows the emotional relationship to money predicts financial behavior more accurately than the amount available. Doctors Brad and Ted Klontz published the Klontz Money Script Inventory in the Journal of Financial Therapy in 2011, a peer-reviewed study of 422 individuals. Finding: money beliefs drive financial behavior, and those beliefs are transmitted generationally through observation, family stories, and inherited patterns. 3 of the 4 patterns, money avoidance, money worship, and money status, are significantly correlated with lower net worth. Only money vigilance is associated with financial wellness. Proverbs 22:6, wisdom literature. Train up a child in the way he should go. What gets modeled gets internalized. That applies to disordered financial beliefs as readily as healthy ones. The family table shapes the financial future. Before the biblical response, the 4 patterns must be named accurately. Money avoidance, the belief that money is dangerous or something a good person should not want. Common phrases: we're not the kind of people who have money. Rich people are greedy. Money is the root of all evil. That last phrase is a misquotation of Scripture that has caused measurable harm across generations. 1 Timothy 6:10, an epistle, apostolic instruction. Full text: for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Not money itself, the disordered love, the posture of worship toward it. The misquote removes 2 words, the love of, and has been used to justify poverty as piety for generations. It is not what the text says. Money worship, the belief that more money will solve every problem. Ecclesiastes 5:10, wisdom literature. Whoever loves money never has enough. Not a prohibition on earning, an observation about insatiability. Money status, the belief that net worth equals self-worth. Proverbs 11:28, wisdom literature. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall. Money vigilance, concern about money, the only script correlated with financial wellness. In its extreme form, it produces anxiety and financial secrecy even in households with adequate resources. 3 of 4 scripts are disordered. 1 is functional. The first 3 are frequently reinforced by partial or misread Scripture. Where they appear, they are usually distortions, partial citations, or frameworks built on misread texts. Here is what the full text says. 1 Timothy 6:6, immediately before the misquoted verse. Godliness with contentment is great gain, not poverty, contentment alongside godliness. 1 Timothy 6:17 through 18, Paul's instruction to wealthy believers in the same chapter. Command those who are rich not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, but to put their hope in God, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. Not a prohibition on wealth, a posture instruction for wealthy people, which implies believers can and should accumulate wealth. The issue is orientation, not the asset. Romans 12:2, an epistle, apostolic instruction. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This verse is the biblical framework for changing money scripts.
The patterns are not permanent. They were learned, and learned patterns can be replaced, but only through intentional renewal, not willpower, transformation. Philippians 4:19, Epistle, Paul writing from prison, having learned contentment in all circumstances. God will supply every need according to his riches in glory. Not a prosperity gospel formula, a pastoral assurance of sufficiency, grounded in contentment, the same framework as 1 Timothy 6:6. Midpoint anchor, 4:30-5. Here is the thesis stated plainly. Most Christian households are not failing financially because of income. They are failing financially because of beliefs, inherited from family, reinforced by distorted scripture, and operating automatically beneath conscious awareness. Romans 12:2 commands transformation, not modification, not better habits, transformation of the mind that produces transformed behavior. The generational wealth transfer Proverbs 13:22 describes is not only financial, it includes the beliefs about money that determine what happens to whatever is transferred. Research consistently documents that inherited wealth without renewed beliefs disappears within 2 to 3 generations. The pattern is so universal, it has a proverb in nearly every culture. The Bible named it first. The inheritance and the renewed mind must travel together. Deeper application, 5 to 8 minutes. Here is the 3-step renewal framework drawn from Romans 12:2. Step 1. Identify the inherited script. Write down 3 beliefs about money you heard growing up, not your stated beliefs, the phrases, stories, and behaviors you witnessed in the household where you were formed. We can't afford that. Rich people are greedy. Don't talk about money. Now ask one question per belief. Is this observation, wisdom, or distortion? Not every inherited phrase is wrong. Some are genuine Solomonic observation. Some are distortion, the product of pain, scarcity, or partial scripture. The identification step must be honest. Many believers have never examined what they actually believe about money, separate from what they think they should believe as Christians. Step 2. Examine it against the full text.
Every inherited belief traceable to Scripture must be traced to the full passage, not the fragment. The Klontz research confirmed money is the root of all evil is one of the most common destructive money beliefs in American households. The full text of 1 Timothy 6:10 does not say that. What does the full passage say? What is the genre? Is this a command, a promise, an observation, or a narrative? This is the theological work most financial advice skips entirely. It is the most important step. Step 3. Replace it with a stated declaration. The renewed mind Romans 12:2 describes is active, deliberate replacement of an inherited pattern with a true one. Money is the root of all evil becomes the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Money is a tool of stewardship. 1 Timothy 6:10, full text. Rich people are greedy becomes command those who are rich to be generous. 1 Timothy 6:18, epistle. We can't afford that becomes my household manages resources faithfully because provision is a matter of faith. 1 Timothy 5:8, epistle. There will never be enough becomes God supplies every need within contentment. Philippians 4:19, in context, epistle. This is not affirmation psychology. It is the intentional renewal of mind Paul commands in Romans 12:2, applied to the specific inherited beliefs currently driving financial behavior. The Greek word Paul uses is metamorpho, the same root as metamorphosis. Not one decision, sustained, repeated replacement of operating patterns. That is the biblical standard, and it is available. Action step, 8:30 to 9:30. Write down 3 inherited money beliefs today. Not this week, today. 3 phrases or patterns from the household where you were formed. Write them as sentences, then check each one against the full biblical text it claims or does not claim to represent. This exercise, done honestly, will surface the beliefs currently driving the financial decisions you are not satisfied with. The beliefs are not permanent. Romans 12:2 commands their transformation. Whatever beliefs you carry into the inheritance-building work of Proverbs 13:22, those beliefs are what the next generation will observe, absorb, and inherit alongside whatever assets you leave. The financial legacy and the belief legacy travel together. Start today. Write 3. Check the text. Begin the replacement. The inheritance you build will be shaped by whatever you believe when you start. Session pull, 9:30 to 10:30. Now that you understand the 4 money script patterns and the biblical framework for renewing them, the next question is what the practical structure supporting that renewal looks like. Because renewed beliefs need a system to operate in. A belief that money is a tool of stewardship changes nothing until it meets a budget. That system is the next video. The biblical budget framework that gives the renewed mind a structure applied directly to your monthly paycheck. It is queued up right now.